Hello there everybody and welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews. And in today's review I will be taking a look at the Transformers The Last Knight Deluxe class Bumblebee, and it's a really cool figure in my opinion. So let's get down to the review table and see what the big deal is for this guy. So let's get it on, man. Let's go! And here is Bumblebee fully transformed into his yellow and black 2017 Camaro mode, and it looks really good. It looks exactly like the one that we saw in the film itself. Yeah, quite screen accurate in his alt mode. And obviously this is the Wave 3 Bumblebee, so this was the one I was waiting for The Last Knight. And because the Wave 1 Bumblebee was just the blah blah blah. This is where my tongue stops working. So what I was trying to say is that the Wave 1 Bumblebee from The Last Knight was just the Age of Extinction Bumblebee with, less paint. Anyway, so yeah, really nicely done. Got nice metallic blue paint for the headlights. Got black for the front grille section right there. We got some gold paint for the Chevy logo. So yeah, you have to make sure that's painted all right. So, but on the back, it's not painted, unfortunately. Got red for the tail lights a little bit. Got a lot of black right here on the back, which is pretty cool. Black for the spoiler right here. Got some matte black on top, matte black over here. Black for the side view mirrors, I guess. Now you might notice that this section right here and this section right here, that one I made a custom on my own. So, and also here, right here. So I just took a black marker and just put some ink on the yellow bits that are unpainted, so make it more streamlined, more cohesive, more complete. So yeah, I think it looks way better, way more screen accurate like that. So yeah, really cool. I definitely like this vehicle mode. I really love this. So now let's get down to some comparisons. So since that today is the 2nd anniversary of the Bumblebee movie, I would just bring in some other Studio Series Bumblebees that I reviewed. So the Volkswagen Bumblebee, the 2007 Camaro Bumblebee, and the off-road Bumblebee. Oh man, we have a lot of bees right here. So you can see how they scale with one another. So now let's get on to the next comparison. And here is Bumblebee compared with his arch enemy Barricade, and they look quite good together. You can see how they scale with one another. I think Barricade is a little bit longer. What do you think? I think they're pretty much the same length. I think so. But they look quite good together. I do quite like them. So now let's move on to the next set, or the final set of comparisons. And of course, finally, here is Bumblebee compared with the other Autobots from The Last Knight. It got Squeaks, got Optimus Prime, Hound, Cogman, and of course Drift. This is the Studio Series version anyway, so I haven't reviewed the original one yet, so I'll just put in the Studio Series one. But anyway, they look quite good together, except for the scale between Squeaks and Bumblebee. This is too hilarious. The scooter is bigger than a car. Wow, that's just anyway. So that is basically it for the alt mode comparisons. Now of course he does include an accessory. He comes with his arm blaster, which is only meant for his left arm. Because it does have the elbow joint, it looks like it's on his left arm. So yeah, I mean, I've always seen Bumblebee's arm gun on his right side, but hey, it's on his left side, it's okay. It is what it is. You got some nice yellow paint right there, and that is it for paint work. I wish the whole gun was a black or maybe silver. Unpainted gray just looks new, just new. So there is a tab right there, and you can actually tab in to either slot on either side, and you can have that going on right there. And let me see if we can plug it in. There we go. You can actually have him shooting the Decepticons in their ankles. Hey, it is what it is. Actually, it's actually quite useful because in the movie, when Bumblebee and the Barricade were chasing each other, you can actually recreate the scene where Barricade is driving, and then Bumblebee just takes one door and just shoots Barricade. So I do quite like that. So, and I think that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. So now we shall transform Mr. Bumblebee into his robot mode. So the first thing you want to do is to untab the doors and just bring them out, and there you have that. So now there is one important aspect in the transformation once you get him back into vehicle mode. So there are two little tabs right here, and they're like notches right here. So those tabs are supposed to tab into those notches. So if you don't tab that in, then everything will fight with you and everything will frustrate you, and yeah. So anyway, so now for the legs, you want to split the legs. Flip this open, flip that up, and there we go. So now just unpeg this and just rotate this upwards and just untap his foot, and there we go. And just flip this in and just bring down the leg, and then just there is a slot right here, and there is a tab inside the foot, and just make sure that tabs in. And unfortunately this does not lock into place, but it is what it is. Anyway, so that is pretty much it for the leg. So now the same thing on the other side, just untab this, unpeg this, rotate this upwards, bring that up, bring this down, tab in the foot. Yeah, the foot joint, I mean the foot connection is not too secure, so yeah, that's one of the main problems with this figure. But anyway, so there you have the legs all done. So now you want to untab these panels, and just bring this out, and there we go. So now his arms, just untab them and just swing them out like so. Rotate arm forward, flip out his hand, and there you have an arm all done. So the same thing on the other side, just untab this, bring this out, and just rotate it forward, flip out the hand, and there we go. So now you want to bring this whole chest piece and just bring this down until it tabs into place, and you want to flip out his pecs, and there you have that. So just bring down his head a little bit, and there you go. So now just straighten up his legs, and there you go. So now for his backpack, very easy. It's very masterpiece styled, because you know everything flips in and you know, compacts for the backpack. So this will just flip in, this will just flip in, and that will just flip in like that, and that will tab in like so. And that's pretty cool how that does that. So now this will just give him his double pair of wings. Just bring this down, that will peg into place. Just unpeg it, bring this down, and that will peg it into place. So yeah, pretty cool that this Bumblebee actually has the double pair of wings, because Bumblebee always has the two pairs of wings in the movie, so that's screen accurate. So once you're done, you get a really cool looking robot mode from Bumblebee. And yeah, it definitely looks really good, definitely looks like him in the movie itself. There are some instances where you need to have more paint, but still it's a really nicely done robot mode. I do quite like it. So now let's get in close here so we can take a look at that head sculpt, and that is a really good looking head sculpt from Bumblebee himself. Got an Autobot symbol on his forehead, blue for the eyes, a lot of silver paint on the face. Oh my goodness, that really looks so good. It looks so screen accurate. I love that. And got these the chest, the pecs and everything. Got a Chevy logo on the chest right there. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, I do wish his crotch, the hips, and this belly piece were done in a silver paint, or rather black, you know. It could have been black or silver, you know. But hey, it is what it is. Still nicely molded, nicely detailed. A lot of silver paint on the arms, and I do quite like that. Silver paint on the shins, really cool. And the feet, yeah, unpainted gray feet. Yeah, I really don't like that. I wish it was silver and yellow, you know. Anyway, so, I guess, you know, the paint, I guess if you're good at painting, you can actually paint this up to look really nice and more screen accurate. So, you know, if Studio Series could make another mold for the Last Night Bumblebee, I would definitely buy it, you know. I think it would look better. So, I mean, this figure was resold in the Studio Series line, but hey, I think we need a new mold for this particular version of Bumblebee. But anyway, so his articulation, pretty simple. The head is on the ball joint. It can rotate a full 360, can look up a lot, can't really look down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. They move in and out. You can use that hinge below to move the shoulders downward a little bit more. And he does have a bicep swivel. He does have an elbow joint, about 90 degrees of bend. And the hands, there's no wrist swivel, but the hands can actually move inward due to transformation. So he does have a waist swivel, a really tight waist swivel. The legs are on the ball joint. He can move up that far, can move back that far. He can't really do those full splits. He does have a very tight thigh swivel, so I don't really want to move it. And he does have a knee joint, slightly over 90 degrees of bend. And there's not really an ankle tilt, but you can actually tilt this way and break his ankles if you want to. And the feet can actually move up and down. So my problem with the feet is that, you see, this is on the loose hinge, so it's very floppy. Very floppy. I really don't like that. So, anyway. So now let's talk about his compatibility with his weapon. So for his weapons, you see the legs. I hate the feet. Anyway, so for the cannon, you want to actually take out this arm. So this is on a mushroom hinge. You can actually take this off, and there we go. So, I mean, in the movie, he did, come apart on purpose, and he was able to fix himself back, and there we go. So you want to plug in from the side right here. Just plug in right there, and just rotate it around, and there you go. There you have his arm blaster, which is pretty cool. But no, wait. What's this doing on the what's this doing alone? Well, there is a storage for this thing. So you have to flip in the hand, and there is a post right there, a yellow post right there, and there is a port on his butt. So now you have to take this arm right here and just plug it into his butt, and he has no problem scratching his own butt. Now that's hilarious. That's scratching his own butt. And you can actually do the same thing with the blaster, because the Hey! I just shot off his arm. Shot off his arm from his butt. I am so sorry. So, there we go. Because the gun, the gun actually has the post right here, so you can actually plug it into his butt if you want to. But hey, this is the way I'm gonna display Bumblebee with, so yeah, looks pretty cool with the arm blaster. I do quite like that. I do wish the feet could, tab in more securely, but hey, it is what it is. And now let us move on to some comparisons. And here is the last night Bumblebee compared with Off-Road Bumblebee, Volkswagen Bumblebee, and the 2007 Camaro Bumblebee in their robot modes. And they look quite good together. I love this amount of bees, but there are a lot of bees here. Well, it's the second anniversary of the Bumblebee movie, so duh. This to commemorate Bumblebee. And speaking of Bumblebee, there is the buzzworthy Bumblebee subline for Studio Series. At first, I thought it was meh, it was just boring, but I think it's a good subline for those who have missed figures from a long time ago, so yeah. So anyway, so let's move on to the next comparison. And here is Bumblebee compared with his arch nemesis, Barricade, and they look quite good together. I do quite like these. Yeah, they look quite magnificent together, and they look like sworn enemies. So now let's move on to the final set of comparisons. And lastly, here is Bumblebee compared with the rest of his Autobot teammates, the Last Night Drift, Cogman, Squeaks, Hound, and of course his leader, Optimus Prime, and they look quite good together. I do quite like them. The Cogman didn't really transform into a car, so he's only a headmaster, so yeah, the scale doesn't really work between Bumblebee and Cogman. But anyway, they still look great together, in my opinion. yeah, really cool looking group of Autobots. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers The Last Night Deluxe Class Bumblebee, the one that, you know, got released in the third wave. So yeah, this figure is actually pretty good. The vehicle mode definitely looks gorgeous in my opinion, definitely looks like the vehicle mode in the film, and the robot mode is pretty screen accurate in my opinion. Yeah, really nicely molded, nicely detailed. I wish there were some bits and pieces that were painted, like the crotch, the hips, the belly piece, the hands, and the cannon itself, the feet. Yeah, the feet are basically the worst part of this figure because the feet do not stay in too securely. Yeah, they're very loose. So yeah, but overall this figure really makes me happy, really makes me smile. So yeah, it's definitely a fun figure to mess with. He definitely has some good articulation here and there, and I love the fact that everything from the car actually compacts to the backpack, and that's pretty cool that he does borrow some transformation schemes with the Masterpiece movie Bumblebee. He does, you know, like for example, he has the double pairs of wings as he's supposed to have, so that's screen accurate, and yeah, really cool, really nicely done. So overall, I'm gonna give Bumblebee an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, he really deserves a very high mark. Just a little bit in pieces here and there needs to be tweaked, you know, like the feet and some unpainted gray pieces. Anyway, so, but still a really good figure nonetheless. So, and I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're completely new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, go ahead and turn on notifications on by clicking that bell icon down below so that you'll know when my new videos are up and ready. And if you want to get this figure, you can, you know, try to get the Studio Series version, you know, the Studio Series re-release, or you can always find it online on at bigpettoystore.com for any availability. So I'm hoping that they still sell that figure online, so I'll post the link to that website in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers The Last Night Deluxe Class Bumblebee from Wave 3, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out.